Our spidey senses are tingling this morning as we get ready for one of the most talked about shows on Broadway. It's called Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, and it's bringing some serious megawatt talent to the Great White Way with Tony Award-winning director Julie Taymor is here now, and songs and a score by none other than Bono and The Edge, who join us from Nice, France, where they're on the road with their U2 360 tour. Hey guys, so great to see you. Let me start with you all out in France. And Bono, you had that accident earlier this summer. How you feeling?
Well, you know, I'm lucky to be walking, let alone running around on a stage, dancing might be stretching it a bit, but yeah, German doctors really did me a great service. I'm rebuilt by better design, as they say in Audi.
Bionic man now?
Yeah, no, I was very lucky, very lucky. I can't believe I'm back. It was only 12 weeks after surgery I was on stage. It's a pain in the ass because it's literally a pain in the ass, actually.
So, Edge, I was talking to Julie just before we went on camera here, and she said that this has been a long time coming, this whole project. Whose idea was it to make Spider-Man into a musical?
This visionary man, Tony Adams, who was a producer who left Ireland and went and made his fortune in Hollywood, came into our office one day with this hunch that maybe we might be interested in doing something on Broadway. And he arrived and showed Paul McGuinness, you know, this concept to do Spider-Man. And he didn't know that Bono and I had been talking about doing something on Broadway for a long time. And the first thing we said to Tony is, well, Tony, if you can get Julie Taymor, we'd be very interested.
Now, is that true?
But unfortunately, tragically,
she's blushing over
it is true. It is absolutely true. But Tony unfortunately passed away before he got to see this thing come into to fruition. So,
actually, on the day that we were signing the deal to do it, Tony passed away in Edge's apartment, sadly, and left a lot of turmoil behind in terms of the production and stuff, but that's been put right, and to honor him and his family, this is all we weren't going to let up, and we pushed on, and we're very proud of what we got here.
Julia was nodding her head here and smiling. Did you ever imagine you're going to work with these guys?
Well, no, but I actually have worked with Bono before, but during this time, during the past 7 years, he was in Across the Universe, played Dr. Roberts, and also sang Lucy in the Sky. But it's been a ball working with these guys. It's absolutely a fantastic ride.
So we know Julie was the key to it, but what about the comic, Bono? Were you guys comic Spider-Man fans as kids?
There's a big thing, always been a thing in rock and roll and punk rock and kind of, you know, comics. It's gone back a while, but I think we're interested in it because it's a really quintessential New York story, and we're all kind of wannabe New Yorkers, and particularly, you know, it's this sort of, you know, it's not so serious, but, you know, post 9/11, this idea of everyone being capable of being a hero kind of caught our imaginations, and we didn't want to go about it in any earnest way, but it's a mythological character, New Yorker, old Peter Parker.
and like everything having to do with New York, this is big.
It's
Julie,
definitely big.
Huge budget. So give us a sense, I know you've got some props here, of what we're going to see as you transform this into a musical.
Well, what we wanted to do, which is very important in theater, is to make it very physical. And so what we're trying to do are these pop-up sets. George Siepen, my designer, this is just in the beginning. We're in tech rehearsals, and you're going to see New York City come alive with
like
these buildings. Pop-up books. There's a giant Spider-Man over here. Here's a picture of the Brooklyn Bridge with 3 of our techies on the top of the Brooklyn Bridge. And then with Eiko Ishioka, we've done these costumes. Now this is a story of a boy caught between 2 worlds. One is mythological, one is Spider-Man and surreal. And he meets one of the villains who starts out as Dr. Osborn, as we know, and then turns into the Green Goblin. And this is one of the designs. I did the mask, Eiko did the costumes, but it's Patrick Page, it's a very physical performance. And of course, Peter, it's a love story, and Peter has to move between trying to make his life go to school, earn a living, be a reporter, be in love with the girl next door. But then he has to combat these villains. Wow. And we have many supervillains, and this is one of our invented ones. We call her Swiss Miss because she's made of all Swiss Army knives and cuts New York to pieces. And so this is one of our major dancers. It's a lot of dance.
Well, it's got to be hard to dance in that.
It is, but we've done it. These are shot in blue because we're going to create these cyber worlds. So in the theater, we have flying over the audience, we have incredible dance, but at its heart is a really, I think, profound and moving love story and a challenge. I always joke that it's Bono. I know he probably hates this, but how do you save the world and have a normal life? How do you pull those two things together?
I just don't think his life is all that normal.
Yeah, it's not normal, but Peter Parker's life is not normal. He tries to be. He's a regular geeky guy, although Reeves pretty hot. Reeves is pretty great.
So everyone in our staff meeting said yesterday.
Oh, no. He's like the original Peter Parker. He's skinny, he's lanky. He's very different than the movie, which is good for us. We want to do something that's our own. And he's a real singer. I worked with him in The Tempest as an actor and a singer.
And guys, you helped pick him, right?
Yeah, one of the great things about this casting is that we get Reeve, who's this amazing singer, but we've also brought in his band. So we've got the sound of a real, authentic rock and roll band performing at the show.
Is
which for
it
us
a U2 sound?
You know, being a band, that's great.
No, it swerves all over the road, George. I mean, that's the fun of it. From a U2 perspective, you've got the big rock and roll tunes, melodrama, big melodies. There's orchestral stuff too. I mean, it's, the real question for us was, could we do it? Could we write songs that drove a story, inspired by characters? And actually, we could. It turns out it's actually harder to write songs about yourself than it is to write about other people, I think.
Well, it looks like so much fun, and we can't wait to hear a song. We're going to get to it in our next half hour, and it just looks so spectacular. Julie Taymor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bono and Edge, thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of the tour. Can't wait to see you when you get back here to the States. And Spider-Man comes to Broadway
Thanks,
this fall.
George. Come and see us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tickets go on sale starting this Sunday.